willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome to Modded Exploits with Light. If you watch my Let's Play, you'll know that I found a bit of an exploit with the cauldron and the barrel. That if you take a bucket of water, put it in the cauldron while it's over some heat, you can just take a glass bottle, take out a bottle worth, and get a bucket in your barrel, leading to 3 buckets full of water for each bucket you put in the cauldron. A little bit cheaty. But what I've got for you today, it's way more cheaty than this. It's a true, honest-to-God exploit. This creates infinite free water. But you have to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And you could automate it, but it'll take a bit of thinking, a bit of effort. What I'm going to show you today is a super early game thing for getting free infinite liquids of various types. Water, lava, iron, gold, copper, yeah, all sorts of things. And when I say early game, I mean early game. So the key thing that you might need, that you might not know how to make at this point, is this liquid hopper from PneumaticCraft. You just take a regular hopper, so 5 iron and a chest, add 5 glass to it. Now, you'll have to either smash up some cobble and gravel to get the sand to cook it up, but not hard to get at the beginning of the game. Not hard. You'll need something to put it in. It could be one of these tanks. It could be anything that stores the liquid. I use the tanks because they show off what's going on. And a crucible, which you get from one of the quests. It's super important for doing all sorts of things. You usually put fire underneath the crucible because it makes it cook faster. See? Melting speed, 3x. If we take our bit of snow and toss it in there, it should create half a bucket of water. Let's see what it does. Pow! So it's going along, chugging along, counting down little by little. And if we look at our tank, well, we've already got 3 buckets. We're 1/5 of the way in now, so that made about 46, 4.5 buckets. So this tank right here might not even be able to hold all the water that 1 block of snow is going to make. Yikes. That seems like a bit of a profit right there. Well, the same holds true for doing it over lava, but due to the way this mechanic works, oh right, I don't have a shovel. So let's get ourselves some more snow and drop it in here. Now, we'll wait until the 1/5 through point again and see just how much water we've got from this process. It might be about the same, it might be a bit more. Because the way it's working is that for each time it pulls from this crucible, it outputs 100. This hasn't created 100. Oop, there we go. That was at about 6.5. So 5 times that, we should get 30-some mill buckets. We should get most of these 2 tanks full of water from just a single block of snow. So each tick we get from this is slightly faster than the tick from this liquid hopper that outputs 100 millibuckets for an input of 1 or 2, maybe 3 sometimes. And thus, we get tons of water from hardly any input. And this is pretty fantastic. But you're going, Light, that's not infinite. And you're right. This is not infinite. But you see the pattern. You get quite a lot of water. You get way more water. Then you go, well, in Crash Landing, we could put a torch underneath the cauldron. And it would cook even slower, but it would cook. Well, in Blast Off, it gets a melting speed of 0. That's right, 0. So if we take this snow and put it in there, what's supposed to happen? Nothing. If you look at it, still have half a bucket's worth of water of snow. Just sitting in there, not doing anything. Then you're going, Light, are you trying to trick us? Well, no. We're still getting water. Each tick of this hopper is still outputting 100 millibuckets of water, even though it's not consuming any of the snow. That is what I call an exploit. These could be unexpected synergies. It's just making more water than you should be able to. It's being super efficient at extracting water from the snow. Maybe that's a synergy. This over here, clearly an exploit. Maybe a synergy, but definitely an exploit. This could be a synergy. You're using materials to get materials. These will eventually run out. This, exploit. We've gotten 16 buckets of water from nothing. We put in one piece of snow that's not going away. Now, snow's not the only thing you can put in. Toss in some cobble, get yourself some lava. Toss in some iron, get yourself some iron. And so on down the line. Now, you need to make sure that you've got the right type of ore to go into the crucible. But as you can see, each one of them is generating the liquid form of the metal without consuming any of the input. This does not work with some of the metals, because the crucible doesn't work with some of the metals. So osmium, it doesn't like it. Ardite, cobalt, it doesn't like those. You can't create alloys, so you can't do this with bronze. But being able to start the game with this setup, because this just takes a bit of obsidian. Let's take a look at that recipe. Tank. So we take one of these. We can look at the recipe. 4 obsidian and some glass. That's not expensive. Compared to the other things you need obsidian for in this mod pack, that's downright cheap. So you make yourself a tank, you set this up, you've got all the water you could possibly need for Flaxbeard steam-powered stuff. You get all the lava, all the iron, gold, copper, tin, and aluminum you could possibly want for no input. It's not clear whether it's the fault of the PneumaticCraft liquid hopper or the Ex Nihilo crucible. In my testing, I haven't been able to get either to do it on its own. I haven't gotten the liquid hopper to do it with any other blocks that create small amounts of liquid, and I haven't gotten any other transport mechanisms to do it with the crucible. So if you're into testing these sorts of things, try to figure out which one is which, such that either Mine Martin can update the liquid hopper to fix it, or I'm not sure who's in charge of Ex Nihilo. But whoever's in charge of Ex Nihilo could look into fixing the crucible, because this is just not right. You shouldn't be able to do this. But if you want to, that's how you do it. I personally won't, but that's just me. So this has mostly been for the benefit of showing Mine Martin exactly how it works, and if there's any of you that really want to do Flaxbeards but just don't have the water, you can just hook one of those up straight to your flash boiler, and it'll just constantly create water and push it into there, like the Archimedes drill would. It's roughly the same cost and does what the Archimedes drill would do in a regular situation. So if you want to, quote-unquote, fix the game in that particular respect, that might not be bad. But having infinite iron, gold, and all these metals seems a little cheaty. But that's just me. And I'm not going to be watching you to judge you. Well, I might. I watch a lot of YouTube. So that's how it works. It should give enough information to Mine Martin and the Ex Nihilo folks to look into what's really causing this. And feel free to use it or fix it as you see fit. And I will see you in my various other episodes. And if I find more exploits, I will show them to you here. I will see you in the next episode, well, if there is one, of Modded Exploits with Light.